Street machine. It's muscle, it's power. It's chrome, man. They got rid of the chrome. It's steel. It's real, true cars. It's automobiles. It's what it should be.
It's Super Dave. Why are you out there? Why aren't you here in California? It's 85 degrees. We're at the Cal Expo, Street Machine Nationals. We want everyone to come out here, have a few beers, look at the beautiful women, the beautiful cars. We're here to have a good time. We're here now.
There's a lot of things to look at, a lot of people around, a lot of things to do, entertainment going on. A lot of men. There's beautiful cars. There's a lot of good-looking cars, good sound of motors. Lots of cars to look at, lots of people. I'm a people watcher, so.
A very beautiful vehicle that'll do anything you want it to do because you know what it can do because you built it, and it's something you're in love with, and just it's part of you.
Feels good. It's exciting. A lot of power.
I'd say it gets them off the street from the standpoint it gives them a worthwhile hobby to take out their time and their frustrations, if you will, on cars, building cars, making a useful trade out of it, nothing else.
I think it's just the noise and the smell and the speed and all the people attached to it. Usually a pretty good group of people.
Get to meet a lot of people. Just fun. Come out here, meet all the different people, and show your car off, you know, and all the different events they have. Just really a fun event.
1, 2, 3.
what it's all about is this. You know, you just get a group of people, a big group of people in cars, and people they just fix up their cars and get together and have a good time, and that's about it, really.
Street Machine is a ride that you can build yourself with American parts, American ingenuity, and all skill. Like that one.
It's a place where you can see some of the older cars, my generation time, and the younger kids can see what kind of fun we used to have.
It was a takeoff of the many custom car shows that you've seen in auditoriums across the coast. But this is kind of different because you're not only displaying your car, but you're able to cruise your automobile. Not only to show how it looks, how it moves, but also how it runs. The wild sounds from the engine and the exhaust system that gets you into more action, more excitement, more thrills, because not only do you see how pretty it is, but you can hear that wild roar that comes out as it comes down that cruising streetway through in between many other cars, whether it's a pickup, a hot rod, or a custom car, or anything that might be an enjoyable car that becomes a customized vehicle. To the novice, of course, a street machine to them is some kind of a wild, freaky creation that came out of outer space, but a street machine is what it defines to be. A street machine is from the street. It's a machine that you drive. It's a machine that looks pretty. It also has performance. It also has the ability to go into a show and you can exhibit it and have fun with it. It's not just a one characterized type of a vehicle. It's a multiple vehicle that has fun.
In the 60s, a street machine basically was a manufactured type car that was a hot rod. It was the GTOs and the stuff that had the big motors, the tri-quad carburetor, stuff like that. Now we try to change that. We're trying to make it to where a street machine is any nice car that's in the street that has paint job, wheels, something nice. They're lower, they got wide tires or narrow. They're just not just your stock car. You know, a stock car is still a stock car. There's nice stock cars. We have a lot of them here. We have restored cars here. Like I said, we're open to everything. But the street machine, when you see one, you know you've seen it. People like to come because they like their cars, they like other cars, they like looking at them, but the biggest thing is the camaraderie between the people. Everybody comes to meet their friends here and have a good time.
Don't be bashful. Hey. There's one.
I don't know. I've been in this business for a long time, and I really don't know how to explain that. All I know is it's a really thick and really exciting camaraderie. They just stick together. I mean, people sometimes miss 2 years of this, and they come back, and all their friends are here, and they just love it.
Wow, look at this. We're at fog. We're at everything. That just gives you an idea of the action and the fun and the crowd screaming in the background. Of course, with our granddaddy of the whole sports, Ross Nagy Bagdasarian, we all know for over 40-some-odd years here in Sacramento, Oakland, throughout the whole southern states, we've enjoyed what they've all created in this industry.
It isn't like
just doing something 8 to 5 days a week. You work your sweat, blood. Maybe the kids don't have shoes 1 month. Take a little bit of food off the grocery store and put it in the car. And then you're proud. If your family's proud with it, you're proud of what you've done. You want everybody to see it. Everybody. You just want to show them what you did different.
I think it's pretty good. It's, we got a lot of neat cars, different variety, and
nice paint jobs.
Yeah, nice paint jobs. Very different.
We try to mix it up so that there's something to do for everybody. We have our Action Arena where we have a lot of events and a lot of things, special attractions like George Tours with his wheel standing Nomad. We have Kerry Day with his motorcycle jumping deal. Then there's a guy that after he sees these cars doing the burnouts and stuff, he wants to get in his car and, believe it or not, burn out and do things like that. So we have the bodacious burnouts, we have street kahana, and we have a balance beam events. We have car events for the participants that run all day. And that keeps them busy and gives them something to do. Then if they just want to walk around and enjoy, we have music over the whole fairgrounds the whole time. We have live bands, and we have Manufacturers Row. Then down at the south end of the fairgrounds, we have a quarter mile, or actually it's not a quarter mile, it's about 5/8 mile dirt track that we run quarter midgets. And the quarter midgets, they really put on a show. One day we have quarter midgets, and the other day we have mini sprints. So there's different people that like different things. They go down there and they spend 2 or 3 hours in that arena alone just watching the midgets. They put on a real good show for us. It's the second year that we've had them. The Iasca Sound Off is another thing that we presented this year in big scale. It's over in the south end too, and they've done. It's a 2-day event. Yesterday they did about 100 entries, and we have judges that just do that.
This is the staging area where the cars can come after they've been judged. At this point, they can play, they can have a good time, and people can see the marriage of the street machine and the audio systems in vehicles.
We work real hard trying to make it a family day. That's why we have the different things for the kids to do, the men to do, the wives to do. Even our bikini contest, some of the street machine things are really open on the bikini, and they let them wear whatever they want. We have it to where the bikinis have to be a little bit tasteful, just because we like to keep it a family-orientated deal, and we like to keep and create more things for everybody to do while they're here. One of our biggest attractions here, especially in the Action Arena, where we have like 5 huge grandstands, and we fill it up as soon as over the PA you hear bodacious burnouts at Action Arena. You can just see the wave of people going over to there. And basically, it's all our participants. They're not special race cars or anything like that. They're the participants that are in the show. They go over to the Action Arena. They get in a long line and wait a long time to take this beautiful car, put it on the line, and just burn their tires up. And we give awards for the best burnout. We go by fan appreciation, by them clapping and yelling and screaming. We don't allow line locks, so they can't hold the car there. They just get on the throttle, dump the clutch, do whatever they do to get the tires smoking as long and as hard as they can.
Western Street Machine Association is dedicated to the sport and fun of the automobiles, mainly Detroit Iron. Getting the kids off the street, getting them together, getting them to have a lot of fun, enjoy themselves, getting them intermixed with the different age groups. That's basically what we designed and developed it for.
Even though the World Street Machine Association is opened up to all years, all makes, and all models, that means rods, everything, customs, we kind of still have our favorite, and that's the Pro Street cars. And we have a Pro Street section over on that side, of which we have a complete trophy championship just for the Pro Street cars. Best engineered, best workmanship, that type of deal. And then they win those awards, and they accumulate the points. They do the burnouts like everybody else, and the winner with the most points becomes the overall Pro Street champion of the show. And we're kind of proud of that deal, and we've gone from 20 cars to about 100 cars this year. It's just getting real exciting and getting to be a neat deal. Pro Street's quite attractive here. Pro Street car basically, even though not all of them have blowers or all that stuff out of the hood, that's a stigma that they have. They have the big blown engines sticking out of the hood. And then in the back of the car, the thing that really shows a Pro Street is the narrowed rear ends with the big wide tires. And that pretty much does it. They have roll cages, some do and some don't. But basically the big engine sticking out of the hood and the narrowed rear end with the wide tires. I guess that's the best way to say that.
just represents the whole thing. It goes back to the 50s, and it's just been revitalized, and I think it's good for the whole youth generation because they're starting to see stuff that they can get into and keep their minds out of other problems. And it just, I think it does a lot for the whole community. I mean, the communities are getting into it now and putting on these cruise nights and so forth. And I think it just brings a lot of young people, old people together. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The atmosphere here is real good. I like the setting of it because you got the trees and so forth. And, like I say, it brings a lot of people together. You see out here, there's a lot of young people, a lot of older people and so forth, and they all mingle and have a good time.
And I see more and more people getting into it all the time because it's an out where they can go do something and enjoy themselves with the car. It expresses their feelings and the way they do things. But the Pro Street thing has really caught on for the people that were nostalgia racers. If you had a 40 Willys pickup 25 years ago, now you have a 40 Willys pickup that you drive on the street with a big motor in it and a narrowed rear end, but you could care less how fast it goes. You're just more into the thing of having fun, and we use it as a networking tool to go out and just talk with people and have a good time. We go on cruises, maybe 4 nights a week. The sport has grown so much in the last 5 years, it's unbelievable. You've got people now that are in age group 30 to 50 years old that have always wanted one of these cars, and now they can afford it. So to step up to something that's $20,000 to $30,000 for a pro street car is nothing out of the question now.
Well, a lot of people don't have a concept of what it is, so basically you just try to let them know what you're into, but just like any other hobby, you know, if people aren't into it, it's kind of hard for them to take a grasp of it. Basically, it's just a car, and you fix it up, and you put a hell of a lot of money in it, and you try to enjoy it at the end. The Pro Street came about roughly about 1983, and then I just started cutting the rear end and tubbing it, and realistically, when I brought the car out here probably in 1983, it was only like the second one out here with a narrowed rear end in it, and the Pro Street look with the wheelie bars and all that. And God, now 9 years later, it just took off. It's totally basically race car on the street and just wild. And obviously, if I would just do it all over again, I would build something like that with a tubular frame and all the blown and ejected. But realistically, this car, it's kind of nostalgia. That's the kind of feedback I've been getting all weekend, you know, as far as, God, this is one of the original ones, but it's like, God, is it too old? Is it outdated? But it's just kind of unique, and people just know the car, and it's something that's in your heart. I was just talking about with a bunch of friends at breakfast. It's just in your heart, you know. It's just.
Welcome to the California Street Machine Expo 1993 Indy Action Arena. It's me, Marvelous Mark. Hey, we're gonna do it for you all day long. All move. Shut time. All move. Get it out. Game number 1, going to game number 2. Good job on game number 2. Pull up. Move back. Good job on game number 3. The guy you want to see. Right, honey? Nice looking little truck. Chop, channel, blower, everything you ever wanted in a Chevy. A Chevy? Yeah, it's the microphone messed up, not me. Chevrolet. Nice quiet truck, too. That's Pro Street. It's nice to see a mini truck that doesn't have a 50,000 watt stereo with speakers in the background. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my! This is a family car. It's from Sacramento. Let's give them all for our hand. And in the family car from Sacramento, the entire family was in it. You might get it on TV. Nice looking car. My wife wants to go to a trailer for a 4-wheel drive Dodge. The thought was it. Nice job out of gate number 2. Give a hand. Nice run for the Oldsmobile. This car has lots of power. Last year, this car had a half hour on the motor. You blew an entire bottom end out of it. Come to find out, the guys who build the motor sport forgot to tighten up the bottom end for some unknown reason. But he's back by popular demand, and he's going to make Sacramento. Let's give him a Sacramento welcome.
Pietro, and this is my 1980 Chevrolet Pro Street Camaro that runs on alcohol. Well, we built it about 10 years ago and have just continually kept changing it to eventually win this show one year, which we did last year. It's a 396 Chevy, Ford 60 over, with a hard chrome crank, LS7 rods, Crowler cam, Gerson roller rockers, crane stud girdle, titanium retainers, blower drive service 671 supercharger, and an Enderle fuel injection system. The front end is an Alston copy of a Pinto rack and pinion. The rear end is a narrowed 12-bolt Chevrolet with Summers Brothers axles, a Marks Williams spool, and 488 gears. Paint was done by Daryl Haney at the Paintworks. It's a GM Fleet Red in Imron. Interior was done by the Car Guys in Reno, Nevada. It's in a gray cloth. The interior also has a 14-point roll cage tied into the frame. The shifter is a Hurst quarter stick for a Turbo 400 with a reverse pattern. Gauges are all liquid-filled auto meters.
What kind of looks you got on the street when you're with this thing?
Usually people will stop and just kind of wonder what. They'll stop right in front of you and just stare right at you.
for about 9 years now. It was my high school car. Started out with just a 6-cylinder, and now we got a 351 Boss Cleveland in it. It's pro-treated, tub, cage. Basically what I did when I built the frame in the back, I set the car on the ground, rolled the tires up underneath it, and actually built the frame around where I wanted the rear end to sit. And the front, I stepped the A-frames and cut the springs and got the front down. It actually rides real good. It's got a real good ride to it. And all the work and time and material and money you put in it is just because you love it. The people in the sport are great. You know, we come out here and kick back around the car, and it seems like everybody comes out and has a good time and really enjoys looking at them. My name is Tony Iacobetti, and this is my 1957 Ford Ranchero.
It's the individual themselves, really. If they're interested in it, they'll do it. If they're not, they won't. My kids gave this to me. There's a lot of families out here that's got their kids into working on their cars, too. And that's great because it keeps going up, and they'll eventually get a car, and it gives something to keep them off the streets. And you see a lot of the younger generation into this, which I'm glad to see. My son's in it, my daughter's in it, and I'm in it. That's 3 in the family, so that pretty much speaks for itself.